What's going on, y'all? Just put my little topic up here real quick. Not really sure what's going on. So we got this internet connection back up. Definitely got that back up. Thank y'all for coming right back on. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I got my girl Nikki here. Nikki, thank you for the compliment. The Blank Wardrobe. Guys, my friend Venus owns an online salon called The Blank Wardrobe. Please, all y'all after this, go to theblankwardrobe.com. Check out her stuff. She has some amazing things, male or female. Maybe you got a girl you want to buy some stuff for, and if you're a lady, you always want to be fashionable. So, shout out to her. Shout out to Venus Austin and Mr. Alfred Austin. Venus owns The Blank Wardrobe, so you guys check that out. So today, y'all, I really want to talk about my weight loss. I want to reveal exactly what I did to lose the weight, and she called me Bruce, but I'm going to tell y'all everything I did to lose the weight, why I decided to lose weight, the effect it's had on my life, and a little bit more about body positivity. Because I know you guys hear me talk about that a lot on my platform. I personally believe that if you have a platform and you're not using it in the service of others, you're doing yourself a disservice. Normally Thursday nights are the nights that I film the Hey Mikey show. What you guys don't know is that over the last couple of months, I've been filming the Hey Mikey show in a Zoom format. And so next week, it'll actually be coming out on YouTube, and it'll be on a Roku channel called You Do TV. And you'll see you'll see myself, you'll see Carl Levanzel, and you'll see Imani Van Zap, and we'll be talking about some stuff. Most of the guests are celebrity guests or socialites. So yeah, but anyway, let's get into the conversation. So tonight, y'all, like I said, I was gonna talk about my weight loss. So this is the reason I decided to lose weight. I wanna be very real with y'all. If I could have stayed the size I was, accomplished every single thing I wanted, had anything I wanted to have, I would have certainly done that. To be quite honest with you, the me that y'all saw last year at about 270, like most of y'all, I gained a lot of COVID weight, but I gained considerably more. Most people gained 30 or 40. I gained like 50, 60, almost 70 pounds. And so, by the way, y'all, it's some badges on here. And if you want to support what I'm doing, feel free to buy a badge at like $3 or $4. And it goes directly to my pocket, not to Instagrams. But I decided to lose weight because, like I said, if I could do what I wanted to do at the present size I was then, or even back when I was even bigger than that, once upon a time, most people don't know this, but I used to be 390 pounds. Yes, me. I used to be 390 pounds. And you actually can see the pictures on my page if you scroll down further, before and after. And this was about 5 or 6 years ago. And so, no, I'm sorry, about 7 or 8 years ago. And so over the years, I've fluctuated up and down. At one point, I got so small, I was like 195 pounds. But that's because I had an eating disorder. What's up, Crown Prince Maurice? Yeah, but that's because I had an eating disorder. And with that eating disorder, it's called bulimia nervosa. And pretty much what you do when you have bulimia nervosa is you eat a lot of food, and then you purge it. And in the process, it makes you lose weight. And y'all, it's not something I'm happy about. It's really not something I'm happy about. And it's something I struggle with every single day. It's an eating disorder. It's a disease. And there are moments where I feel the urge to actually purge. And I've gotten much better. I haven't purged, and I would say since January of last year. And that was actually brought on by a trauma. And I'll talk about that on another live, but I'm not going to talk about that on this live. But getting back to it, like I said. So here's the story. So I will say about November of last year, I went and I auditioned to be in an independent film. I saw it on actors on this acting website, like gigs or whatnot, and they said they were looking for like a leading man who would be able to, indemnify what they wanted in this film. The film was supposed to be about some guy who meets a girl that he falls in love with. She finds out he has some kind of horrible disease, and they have to love each other through it. And he almost dies, but some transplant from her is supposed to save him. But get into it. So pretty much I went and auditioned. It was me and like 45 guys there. When I tell you guys are all shapes, sizes, races, nationalities, everybody seemed like they really wanted their part. And so I went and auditioned for it. I was really nervous. It was my first audition in quite some time. And I remember the year before I had actually went and took acting classes. I spent a whole summer because I was doing some work with ACTV. Shout out to them. Check them out, guys. They have some pretty interesting programming over there. Check that out. Shout out to the people at ACTV. Before that, I was doing a scene and I was really, really bad at it. So I was like, let me take some acting classes. So I went and took the acting classes, okay? Flash forward a year later, I'm sitting there, I go and I audition, and I get a standing ovation. from the cast, from the crew, from every other guy that was inside of there. And I was just like, okay, like, damn, wow, I did this. And so immediately they said, hey, we found our guy, you're going to be such and such. I know you auditioned for this role, but we want you to have the lead role. Like, we really want you to do that. Because I was like, okay, well, I'm happy I can do this. Oh, I can do this. I really get to do this. So I went, a week later, they invited me to the table read. The table read, I met the rest of the cast. How you doing there, Mr. Theodore? Before I go further, y'all, there's a badge inside of here. If you want to buy a badge, it's like $3. It goes directly to my pocket. But anyway, so I go to the table read, right? And so I'm at the table read. And I meet the rest of the cast. I'm happy to be there. Everybody seems cool. Everybody's so nice and so personable. The casting director is there, the guy from before, and the producers and stuff. And this time the director's there. So he walks in, we go around the table, we reading, and I see the director, he was kind of standoffish, and I didn't think nothing about it. He kind of looked at me, he nodded his head, I nodded my head back. And so then we got ready to leave, and the casting director ran up to me. He said, hey, Mike, can I talk to you real quick? I said, yeah, what's going on? He said, I was talking with the director, and we decided to go a different route with the character that you're playing. I was like, okay, was he going to be a bad guy or something like that? What's going on? What's going on with the story? Is it changing? Is it evolving? Are we doing something completely different? And he said no. He said, actually, he wants to go a completely route as in with somebody different. And I was like, oh, well, did I say something? Did I do something wrong? Is something up? And he said, well, no, not something up, really. Not, you did everything great. Your audition was great. Very professional, very cool. He said, but however, he said, if you, we just want to go with somebody smaller, somebody who has more of a leading man look. And I was like, leading man look? He was like, you're great, but just lose maybe 50, 60, 70 pounds, you'll be perfect. You'll be great, you'll be perfect. And I was like, no, please don't take it that way. I said, no, how am I supposed to take it? He said, no, just trust me. Leading man potential, you'll be great though. But do that, hit us up, stay in touch with us. Can I ask if it's another project, can I cast you for that probably? All I said was, thank you, and have a nice day. And I walked off, but I was fucked up. Yeah, I was fucked up. I was hurt. I was really, really hurt. And I was so angry and hurt that I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. I just couldn't break. I really wanted to cry, and I could not. And so, my friend Brandon, he's actually an actor. He's a really good actor. He said, maybe, the director wanted to go do this or do that. He was trying to definitely make me feel better. And I explained to him what the director said, and he was just like, oh, wow. So that just let me know that I wasn't overreacting. I was reacting appropriately. So I talked to Brandon about it. Then I talked to another friend. And I'm not going to mention this friend's name because they are my friend, but they said the wrong shit to me. They said the wrong shit to me. They told me what I needed from them was comfort. And they just kind of diminished everything that I was trying to do. And they said to me, well, maybe you're not meant to be a leading man. Maybe you're meant to be a plug. Maybe you're meant to be somebody who puts the community on with mainstream people. I think that's you. I don't think you're supposed to be the face of something. I think you're supposed to be, you like to connect. So one day, I was told I needed to lose weight to be a leading man, to be fit for a role. And then at the same token, from someone I thought was pretty cool, or somebody I thought was my friend, at the time, they told me that I'm not meant to be the face of something. I'm meant to put other people on. So I'm never, ever, ever supposed to be the face of anything. I'm supposed to put other people on. I was fed up. That was the final fucking straw. And I would watch TV, and I remember I started doing research. And even on present day television I was watching, I said, there are no plus size leading men. And let's be very clear about something. Some of y'all think leading men is just like anybody that's on TV or the head of a show. No. When we're talking about leading men, y'all, I'm talking about Denzel Washington back in the day. I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan currently. I'm talking about Chris Hemsworth. I'm talking about what's the guy that plays Iron Man? Him, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, big stars where you just know, you say a name and everybody in the room instantly knows who they are. That's when I mean leading men. And there were none. Every time they put a big man on TV, it was always comedic. It was always comedic. And up until recently, the jokes were fat phobic. They were disrespectful. And it seemed like it made it okay for a whole generation to talk shit about people because of their weight. I was fed up. I said, this is the very last time somebody's ever going to tell me that I can't do something because of how I look or because of how my size is. I was fed the fuck up. Robert Downey Jr., thank you. Fed the fuck up. You have the talent. You have the ability. I was the best person for the audition. Truly qualified. Definitely talented. Got a standing ovation from the cast, the crew, everybody. But because I was 60, 70 pounds heavier, I don't have leading man potential. Fuck them. Fuck that. That's what I thought, and that's what I said. And I said, okay. So the very next day, this is making me so mad thinking about it. I'm trying not to relive that. So we're going to push through this together, y'all. Push through, okay? So the very next day, I did some research, and I was looking all around the city for like a nutritionist. I said, I need to go to somebody who is going to be able to tell me exactly what I need to do. I said, because unfortunately, the world I live in is very fucking superficial, very shallow, and said communities I'm part of are very fucking superficial and shallow. And y'all going to try to sit here and say, well, all communities are superficial and shallow. Fuck that, they're not. There are different societies in this world where your body size don't dictate your worth. Do your own research. I'm not here to Google for you. Period, okay? I'm going to leave that alone because you're going to try to say that. But getting back to what I was saying, I did my own research, and I went and found a nutritionist over here in Decatur, Georgia. And thank you so much, Crown Prince Maurice, for buying the first badge. I appreciate that. You guys, there's some badges right here. They're like $3, $4. The money goes right into my pocket, not into Instagram. If you want to do that, help me out. But anyway, I went to Decatur, right? And I talked to the nutritionist, and I told her, she said, well, what's going on? Why are you trying to lose weight? What is it that you want to do? What are your goals? And I told her, this is the weight that I want to be at, according to the height that I'm at. And this is what's going on with me. So the first thing she told me, she said, I understand how you feel. I get where you're coming from. She said, but the weight that you want to be at is completely unrealistic for you to get down that fast. And she said, it's going to take you at least 6 months to a year. She said, are you prepared to dedicate yourself to that? I said, absolutely. She said, because I understand what you're trying to do. She said, you're not going to be like you're not going to be like a lot of people who make it and forget people that was behind them. You want to get through the door so you can pull somebody else through. And she said it exactly the way I said it. I am going to be the face of something. I am going to lead something, but I'm also going to help somebody else. I am going to be that connect. Because the thing about it is, I'm going to evolve. I'm going to change. Fuck evolve. Let me say that. I'm going to change. And I started drastically altering my appearance because I want to have the opportunity to get through the door, have my own production, do this, do that, and reach back through and pull a big boy out the corner that none of y'all are paying attention to. The shy boy in the corner nobody's paying attention to. The boy who feels like he's too skinny and people are telling him he needs to eat a sandwich or whatnot. The girl who hair is too short and y'all don't think she pretty because she dark skinned. Those are the people I'm pulling through. And you guys are gonna try to say, well, Mike, it seems like you just rooting for the underdog or whatnot. Absolutely. I think they said it best in Greenleaf. Grace Greenleaf said this. She said Jesus is the underdog. And he was. He was. Jesus was the underdog. Him and the disciples were misfits, like the toys off of Christmas Island. So yeah, but get back to what I did. So she sat down there with me. We worked out a plan. So she put me on a 1,500 calorie a day limit diet. So I don't eat fried foods. I drink a gallon of water to a gallon of water and a half a day. I do 45 minutes of cardio. I do about 15 minutes of weightlifting. And I recently just started doing ab work. My diet mostly consists of seafood, and that's when it is always baked, nothing fried. Lots of greens. Any green vegetable or any vegetable I can have, I can eat lots of that. So I do eat a lot of vegetables. That was already part of my diet. And then, I try to make sure that I take fiber every day too, like the Metamucil and stuff like that, because that's actually good for your cholesterol. It's good for your blood pressure. And, it can flatten your stomach ultimately. It will. It does. Like it burns away, stuff like that. And so I've been doing that since about December. And as of today, I'm 65 pounds lighter. And you might ask, how has that changed my life and what it's done for me? Well, number one, fortunately and unfortunately, it's made my DMs pop. It's made my dating apps pop. It's made people who last year wouldn't pay me any attention, wouldn't look at me twice, who would try to use me to get to my friend, say, oh, what's going on, Mike? You looking real good now. I see your glow up. You're glowing. You're great. Oh, I knew all you had to do was pull it together. Hold the congratulations real quick. Because the thing about it is, I was all of those people. I was all those things before. I was glowing. I was talented. I was handsome. I was great. I had already pulled it together. Because most of you know me as Mikey. You don't know me as Mike from when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, running around Atlanta and New York like a crazy person, doing the most insane, illegal things. Had y'all met me then, you would be afraid of me now. You would be fucking terrified. So I honed all that in. And so, I don't deal with them. If you didn't deal with me when I was bigger and I wasn't feeling so good about myself, I'm not gonna do it now. Y'all are superficial and disrespectful. Completely. Telling somebody the moment you see them, oh, you've lost, oh, you look good, you lost weight, or damn, you gained a lot of weight. Or telling somebody who's super skinny, oh, you need to eat a sandwich, you need a little weight on you or something like that. Or telling somebody who's super fit, oh, you a gym rat, you doing everything right, everybody popping off on you. People don't need to hear that. People need to be allowed to be okay at whatever size they are doing, whatever it is that they are doing. How does somebody else's size dictate or bother your life? Y'all are too busy and not busy enough. You claim you out here trying to make this money. You claim you out here trying to grow this brand. You claim you out here trying to do all this stuff, but you are still sitting here making the time to judge other people. Why? Because you know why? Because you unhappy, you selfish, and you want to feel superior to somebody else so you can feel better about yourself. That's where your validation is coming from. And that's why it's like candy, it's sugar, it's hollow, and you want to hurt more people so you can feel better about yourself. And at the same time, you ain't accomplishing nothing that you're so supposed to be accomplishing. Where's your branding? Where's your marketing? Where's your improvement? Where's your betterment? These are the questions we need to be asking. These are the things that we need to be focusing on. So that's one thing. So yeah, I mean, I date a little bit more, but whatever. But this time, it ain't even about quantity. It's about quality. I want to be with somebody who is quality because I'm worthy of more and deserving of better. Plain out and simple. And let's be clear about something. I'm attracted to men and women of all shapes and sizes. Let's be very clear about that. I've dated bigger guys. I've dated skinnier guys, guys and girls. Because for me, I've always seen people's personalities because that's where it counts. Because my thing is, what if you dating this body boy or this body girl, what if something happens and he or she can't work out and they gain that weight? You gonna drop him? You gonna leave him? You gonna step out? Oh, or maybe y'all will do like they do in modern times now, you'll open the relationship. That's another story. And I don't judge people for opening their relationship, but I think you should take them on a case-by-case basis and it should not be based off of shallow necessities. My personal opinion. Just mine. Okay? Hey, what's going on, Miss Amethyst? So moving forward, that's one thing that's changed. The other thing that's changed is, people somehow feel like because I've lost weight or when that I'm a traitor to the body positive movement. Like I've had big guys who knew me when I was bigger. Now they'll come to me and they'll say to me, I really hate that you lost all that weight because, you were advocating for all of us so hard and we believed in you. And now it's like, you're just trying to switch up. I mean, did you go get that surgery? Is that what happened? Or somebody will say, how can you talk about body positive stuff and you're not as big as you used to be? How can you talk about that? How can they relate to you? They can relate to me because I've been through the shit. I know exactly how they feel. I know exactly how they're being treated. I know exactly how they're being ignored, overlooked, or better yet, they have to be the butt of the joke. Like the people say, oh no, big people, a lot of them have great personalities. They're really funny. They make you laugh. That's because they've had to be to deflect from the fact that if they're not, you're going to find something to nitpick on them about. And the easiest thing, the low-hanging fruit, is their size. That's why so many of them are funny. It's a mental defense. I'm gonna talk so much shit about myself, my fat ass, my fat ass, my fat ass, my fat ass. I'm gonna shut my fat ass up. So you don't. So it takes away the sting that you're gonna try to bring to me. You won't be able to use that against me because I quote unquote don't care, but I do, and it hurts, and it hurts them. Just because somebody's big don't mean they're funny. or they gotta be funny. Because, you know, even when I look at these independent projects that come here out of Atlanta, and I'm gonna switch when I say this or when that, it's no diversity in the casting. It is no diversity in the casting a lot of times when I see stuff that comes from these independent outlets here in Atlanta. And they can definitely stand to be more diverse in their casting when it comes to mainstream TV. But the reason I'm talking to independent content creators is because you have way more control over the content that you put out. Nobody's invested inside of you guys and telling you that, you got to cast this person, you got to cast that person. No, you actually have the decision to make to pick the person that you want. You can say, okay, I want him to be my leading man. I want him to be my leading woman. But the thing I hear from a lot of creators is, well, you know, if the cast is not attractive, if it's not a pretty cast, nobody's going to watch the film. Nobody's going to want to see it. So, I mean, nobody's going to believe that a big guy can... I had a content creator, I'm not going to say his name. He said to me, nobody is going to watch a show with a big boy as the lead and believe that he can be the lead character. They're not going to want to watch it. They watch these shows and see, you know, they want to see some bodies. They want to see some eye candy and stuff like that. That type of thinking is such bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why. Because once upon a time, like I said before, they thought that nobody wanted to see an all-black movie or mostly black movie. Look at Black Panther, one of the greatest selling movies of all time. We're not going to create a black superhero series and transport it across the world. Nobody's going to watch that. It broke records in China. It broke records. They also said the same thing about LGBT content and people. Moonlight won won whole Oscars. There's gay content everywhere now. So this is what I'm trying to say. Stop letting what you think people want to see stop you from doing the right thing and putting stuff out. Like I said, if you're not using your platform to help other people, what the fuck are you doing? Marginalized people. And I'm going to tell you, y'all going to sit here and say, oh, you harping on that. It's about preference. I like what I like. I want you to understand two things. Your preference is dictated. How you doing that, Chad? Your preference is dictated by the society that you live in. We live in Western culture. The body frame that's desired, that they put up and said is the best, is based off of malnourishment, and it comes from the European continent. You know why they were skinny and slim? And scrawny, you can see their ribs, you can see their abs and everything like that. It wasn't no fucking food. Europe is rare of resources. Why do you think they were raping Africa, raping Asia, South America, and North America? Europe has no resources. Everybody's skinny. Had it not been for the Moors, our ancestors, the Moors coming up there to teach them about soap and geometry, and that you don't sleep with the animals and where the animals shit at, and when you shit at, you can't sleep over there too, they would not know. The desired body type that y'all are trying to get is European. It's a form of white supremacy. They went to the African continent and saw us well-fed, living off the fat of the land because it was rich resources. That girl, oh, her booty is too big. It's grotesque. That's her natural shape. Oh, that boy's lips are too big. That's his natural shape. They don't like black features, curves, thickness, wide noses and lips on black people, but they like it on themselves. And here y'all are trying to be like 1% of the world. They don't even look like the body types they trying to look like. By the way, y'all, there's some badges in here. If you buy a badge, it goes directly into my pocket. It's like $3 or $4. Check that out. They don't even look like the body types they trying to look like. But y'all said it's trying to do that. Y'all said it's trying to do that. Nikki said, I'm so sick of all these BBLs. Let me tell you something. We're going to get into that too, because I do want to talk about body positivity and plastic surgery. So that's, like I said, but that's the first thing about your preference. It's based on white supremacy. Stop. You're a non-white person. Stop. If you are a white person, I'm sorry for your white guilt and your white fragility, but I won't be apologizing for what the fuck I just said. That's the end of it. That's the first thing, okay? Your preference. The second thing is preference is for chicken or fish. It is not for human beings. Your preference is also dictated by society. If you have been fed from birth that, oh, this is not the way to look, this is not the way to look, this is not the way to be, this is not the way to be, you are indoctrinated in your mind, and you can't help it. It's not your fault. You've been indoctrinated since birth. that's not something I should be attracted to. That's not something I should want. And even if I am attracted to it, people are going to say shit to me about it. So I better just mess with them on the low or talk with them on the low. Not really date them, but that's really what I want to be with. You know how many guys and girls I know who are side chicks because they big? People don't want to be with them out in public, but they want to be with them behind closed doors. My inbox is filled with every single day somebody talking about that experience. How they liked being themselves, but people won't let them like being themselves. And that's yet again another form of people sowing doubt into somebody else. And y'all gonna sit here and say, you know, Mike, it's not that serious as you make it. You say that because you have the privilege of saying that it's not that serious. And I need you to recognize your privilege because it comes in many forms. We all know about white privilege. We all know about male privilege. But do you know about pretty privilege? Do you know anything about that? And pretty privilege is pretty much a privilege you have when people consider you attractive. When you meet societal standards of beauty and you're given unfair advantages because of it. It does happen. I've seen it happen. I've been a victim to it happening. Well, I've said it and I've seen this happen to other people too. And you guys can back me up on this or not. It's my experience. I'm speaking from my experience. Again, this is a one-on-one. I want to give you an introductory course. Everything that I'm saying to you, you can go and Google and look it up. Where you got the talent, you got the resources, but they don't want you to be the face of it. They want to give the more attractive guy or girl the role in front of the camera. They say, oh, well, we want to have some, like I said, the eye candy type situation. You definitely way more qualified. You definitely fit for the role. You definitely can do it. But you don't look the part. That's bullshit. And I've had to deal with that so much here in Atlanta. I had to deal with it last year involving a so-called reality show. But we're not going to talk about them because that's a whole nother life. It's bullshit. And I'm talking about this with such fire and passion because it's not rage and it's not me being angry. It is righteous fury. And the difference between rage and righteous fury is rage will destroy the forest. Righteous fury will destroy a tree in the forest. And I'm aiming for that one tree. That's deeply rooted in everybody's minds that if you big, you dumb, you lazy, you unhealthy, and you unattractive. And I need y'all help. I need y'all help because nothing changes if people don't change it. Angel Evangelista said it best on post. She said the world don't change, people change it. And yes, there's a movement called body positivity. But mostly it's been for women. And men have been largely left out of it. And I want y'all to know that men have body image issues too, very serious ones. As a matter of fact, recent data suggests that 60% of men, recent data suggests that 20 to 40% of men have body image issues. Of said men, 60% of black men have body image issues. Of that 60%, when you cross-section it with black LGBT, 75% of them have body image issues. So serious, they did a research on a survey. These guys have said they would give up 4 to 5 years of their life just to live 1 year with the perfect body. Also, if you're black and you're a man and you have, as they would say, curves or you not cut solid, they want to say they want to down you and say that you have feminine features. Oh, well, I like a man that's shaped like a man. What the fuck does that mean? Is he born with a penis? From the scientific standard, what most people universally dictate as a male, he was born with a penis. He has an X and Y chromosome. He's not transgender. So you don't have to put a what is it? What is it? He's shaped like a man. Let me tell you something. Men come in all shapes and sizes. Some men naturally have curves. They have thighs, they have hips, they have ass, they have chest. And a lot of them are men, most of them are men of color. Yet again, white supremacy standing back to that. Them thick thighs that you got, you was living in Africa, you need to run quick distances, very quick. You got thick thighs. You got the power to drive, to get your ass from hut to hut, to get away from that lion. That's an adaptation. And you hate it. It's a form of self-hate. And y'all gonna say, okay, well, you know, we dealing with our community. We got high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes. I want you to also understand that's a result of white supremacy as well. When you feed slaves for generations the worst parts of an animal and give them the worst poor diets ever, they eventually become genetically predisposed to stuff like that. So it's hard to shake that. If for 6, 7, 8, 9 generations, that's all they've ate is horrible, poorly nutrition food, you're going to get a genetic predisposition to that. And it's going to take some generations to get out of that. But I say all this, and I tell y'all all this, and I'm willing to even give y'all the name of the clinic and stuff like that. I'm even willing to go work out with some people, go running and all this. I say all this to you and be completely vulnerable in this live because I'm never, ever, ever gonna stop fighting for body positivity. For the rest of my life, with every single breath inside of me, I am going to leave this world better than I found it. You don't have to agree with me, but you cannot stop me. But if you feel like I feel, then you need to speak up and you need to use your voice. You don't need a big platform to speak your truth. It's your truth. Just speak it. Just say it. Just talk about it. If you see something wrong, talk about it. If somebody is discriminating against you because of your size, speak the fuck up. If there's a brand that you like and you don't see yourself represented in that brand, don't buy their stuff. And for all those of you who are business owners and content creators and all this and whatnot, you need to be trying to be as diverse as possible. Because hello, 101, business 101, you want to have as many customers and clients as you can. Your money is green, it ain't got no weight. What harm is it putting a big boy in your underwear line? Shout out to Carter's Wear. Shout out to them. I do support them, y'all. Yes, openly support Carter's Wear underwear. Simply because of the fact of the matter of right front and center, they had a big boy as the model. Big boys like to wear underwear too. They capitalizing off of that. They sales are going through the roof. They just opened up a storefront recently. Everybody wants to see representation of themselves. Everybody does. That's business 101. If you got a friend who's a big boy, a big girl, and you see them going out for opportunity, and you're involved in a project, and you see they're being discriminated against, don't sit there and tell them not to take it personally. Don't sit there and tell them, well, okay, well, you just got to lose some weight and such. That's the wrong thing for you to tell somebody, that they need to transform and change who they are so they can have the same opportunities as you. Who the hell are you? It's always somebody's problem until it's your turn. Y'all look at people and say, okay, well, they big. All they got to do is work out and they can fix it or whatnot. What if you have a genetic predisposition that keeps you from being that way? Maybe you got thyroid issues. Maybe you can't naturally get a V cut. And you have to go get plastic surgery and stuff like that. And that's a whole other thing about plastic surgery. I need y'all to stop with talking shit about people who get plastic surgery, because let me tell you something. Y'all have created a society where being perfect is a necessity, but then you talk shit about people for augmenting themselves to try to meet the perfection that you try to put on them. You tell a girl she got to have a slim waist, fat ass, big breasts, long hair, flawless skin, and she does everything she can to get as close to that as possible. You say, oh, it's not real. It's fake. She shouldn't have done that. So what is it? What is it? You tell that, oh, that boy, the boy big, you tell him he's sloppy. Oh, I don't want to be with him. Oh, he need to lose some weight. Man, you know, I only want to deal with 6 packs. No fats. You want to put stuff like that? So then the boy does a little working out. He loses a little weight. He can't get rid of the love handles. So he goes to get smart lipo. And you, oh, well, that's horrible. He's lazy. He should have did his part. You don't know what somebody did, for how many years they did it, to try to achieve results on their own that they couldn't achieve naturally on their own, and they had the money to do it, so they went and did it. We have got to stop shaming people. Stop body shaming people. Stop shaming people for augmenting their bodies. Stop shaming people, period. Yeah, okay, you can lose weight or you can gain weight. And that's something that might be in your control or not be in control. Let's hypothetically say that. But I want you to understand something. That type of thinking is a sibling to racism, sexism, transphobia, disableism, ageism. They all related. And they all come from somebody wanting to have a superiority complex and excluding somebody else. So, with this in closing, if you are not part of the problem, don't become part of the problem. If you see something, say something. And if you see somebody being discriminated against because of their size, speak the fuck up. You very well might be saving their life. Boys, my friends, guys with body image issues, I need you to stand with me. The world don't change. We got to change it. Do not let nobody disrespect you. Do not let nobody make you feel less than. You are more. You are worthy of more and deserving of better. Just because you think he look good out here, don't mean he good right here. And he gonna die black-hearted. But you'll still be around. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't have and what you can't do. The time for asking is over. You done knocked. I'm telling this to all my boys. If you feel you too skinny, I'm talking to you. If you feel you too big, I'm talking to you. If you the fit boy that's too nervous to gain or lose weight because he don't want to lose his gains and he nervous, I'm talking to you. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do, who you can and can't be. The time for knocking and asking is over. Kick the fucking door in, become the first of something to do it, and change it for everybody around you. And then when you get through the door, reach through and pull somebody back through just like you. That's it. At any size. Period. I love y'all. Have a great night. God bless.